Buddha talks about the middle way. He talks about it, from my understanding, from my educational word-based language understanding, as very complex words. And of course they are based around his culture, his religion, but the simplistic way is the same way for all. So you have to go beyond your words, your understanding, your language, your intelligence, your mental, psychological, programmed way. That's why when I read the Bhagavad Gita and parts of the Bible, the words made no sense. But that what was delivering the words, the essence of the words, the connection between myself and this source, same connection that you have with source, made sense. So the experience of whatever it is, let's not give it a name, is the most simplistic experience that the intelligent mind wants to forget about. It's boring. There's so many things to do. So let's go back to the middle path. The middle path, apparently, Buddha or the Buddhists call it emptiness. And that's the flavor of truth. That's the essential aspects of truth, emptiness. But our intelligent or language-based understanding appears to think it's nothing. There's no point in even spending a moment of my short human life investigating emptiness. I want my life to be full. You see? I want it at the end so that I could say I did so many things. Well, through this truth, let's take the opportunity to look at it for the layman, you see, the one that understands pretty basic language and not highfalutin words that tend to be more spiritual or more religious or more, complex. What is the middle way, the middle path? You see, the ego mind really is exempt from the understanding of the words and the meaning, even though the ego made up the words and the meaning, because the ego makes the words up and the meaning to the capacity that it can understand them on. Does that make sense? This is the word that I'm offering. This is the meaning, and it is bound. This meaning is bound within my understanding because I have no capacity to go beyond, because I'm the ego. And the ego is a human-based element. It's only interested in human. It's only interested in duality and the ways and the working methods and the practice and the process of going through the same path as my predecessors. That's how they did it. That's how we'll do it. That's the only way, you see, the only way that ego can actually stay within its own perimeters. So the middle path cannot be understood by ego, because it has no limitations, but it is limited to ego. Does that make sense? See, to make sense, trying to understand it with words, it's just walking into the wall every time. No, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. And at some point, you don't bash your head against a wall, because after a while it's going to get seriously hurt. So what you do is you turn around. You can't get through the wall, so you turn around and go in the other direction. So the ego path is directionless, but it is a temptation to follow it. Yeah, maybe something at the end, maybe something will give me the information. You see, ego is always speaking to itself, looking for ways, looking for methods, looking for practices. How can I get through this path? Maybe if I get a ladder, and you start climbing and it's infinitely into the sky. So the middle path is non-comprehensible. It makes no sense to ego, because either path, middle means there's something on either side. Either path on the other side are ways and methods to find the middle path. That's all we're looking for, is the middle path. We're looking for balance in our life. We're looking for peace, happiness, freedom, and just pure, no fear, no worry, no complex scenarios. We just want to be left alone and to our own devices be happy. We can still work, we can still do all the things that we do, but our mind has to be more balanced. So the middle path, what is on the either side? You see, that's what we have to find first. Ego's on the other side. What is ego? Ego is either this or that. Ego is the name that makes up an opposite value to it. I'm going to oppose it because I don't know if it's 100% true. You see, because it's limited. I'm making up this. This is guaranteed to get you to the boundaries of myself, but no further. And because I cannot go further, I'm going to make up an opposite to see if that way can take me. Yeah? So, there's two opposites. Form and formlessness. So, I believe I am this form. So I'm going down the form path. I'm going down the divisive, individual, me, person path. Yeah? The human being path. I'm going down this solid path. And in the wall, bash, bash, bash the wall, bash. I can't do it. I can't get it. I want it, and what's going on? I cannot find the answer to that I'm looking for. In everyday life, not just in seeking God or enlightenment or consciousness. In everyday life, I just can't get that job. I just can't do it. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep trying. I am here, and I'm not going to go through this life not being recognized as this solid form. And you bash your head, and you say, this is nonsense. I'm going down the spiritual path, the formless path. I want to find my soul. And you go down thinking, I will be the soul. I will just be trying to find something more meaningless. I'm going to look for enlightenment. I'm going to look for spirituality. I'm going to look for God. I'm going to look for that what is not visible. but you cannot get out of the form, you see? You can't get out of this form because you still believe you're this form. So you're jumping from path to path. 1 minute I'm meditating, the next minute I'm had enough of this meditation. It's not doing any good. It's a stupid path, so I'm going back in this path. I'm going to give one more try. So you jump from path to path. Sometimes you're more on the meditation path. And you say, yes. And everyone's shouting, what are you doing? We've got so much work to do. Oh my God, I'm back on that path again. So the opposing choices is ego. The opposing choices. One seems to be more fruitful than the other. It's like the Garden of Eden. That apple seems to be much more fruitful than watching it drop, waiting for it to, ripen and drop. The eating and the colour and the scrumptiousness looks much more inviting than the actuality knowing that I'm here to witness an apple going through its whole life and falling to the ground, and then I can eat it. I have no time to wait. All the things that ego has invented becomes the hurdles, time. Oh my God, too much time. And you start bashing your head against that wall and over to this one. Thank God, what a fool I've been. Yes, but there's nothing here. I can't find it. I'm meditating. I'm formless. But I'm still this body. So you're jumping over the middle path, back and forward. So what is the middle path? The middle path is the acceptance. The acceptance that these two paths are temporary. They're temporary. They are temporary. Deep sleep was provided to stop you going down either path. But that ego is so determined it starts building dreams in deep sleep. Deep sleep is not the truth. Deep sleep is not what will happen when this body passes. It's just another way for consciousness to say, stop bashing your head. Bashing your headless head in this wall and bashing your formless head in this wall. They're temporary. They're not going to be forever. They're not going to be permanent. The middle path is the acceptance of change. And the acceptance of change says, well, there's no path to go. Why continue with the belief structure, I am a form and I have to do this and that and get here and do this and make this and experience this and have this and give up this? I'll just stay here. In that path, well, if God is invisible, if the soul is to be, then let it be. No seeking, no searching, no looking. And the middle path is the minute you call off the search. The minute you call off the search. The minute you call off the belief system, the hope system, the I am this body system, the I will be the soul system, or I am the soul system, or I will go to heaven system, or I will go to hell system. There's nothing happening, you see? There's nothing happening because the mind is that what takes you to both of these paths. The ego mind is both of these paths. There's nothing happening, you see? That's why, so many come onto YouTube, and I used to do this when I was first experienced this profound shift in mind to say no more, no seeking, no enlightenment, no nothing, no going this way, no going that way. My mind, you see, the body's not moving, the body's never moving. It's always the mind taking you this way, taking you that way. When you say I am the person, it's the mind. It's saying it's not the body. The body appears to be verbalizing it. You're instructing the body to verbalize it. You see, the mind is instructing the body, this is what I want you to say. The mind is instructing me now to say this. You know, the body is looking, it's talking, and it's making actions to say this, because that's what the mind wants it to do. The mind wants the body to be Superman. The mind wants the body to be to fly. The mind wants the body to do so many things because it believes believes these paths are true, and it believes these paths will exist if the body just got its finger out and started moving with me. You see? I can't get a job. I can't get out of my bed. My body just doesn't want to get out of bed. The body's tired. The body's tired. I'm going to the edge of the cliff, and I found these wings, these things, and I'm going to fly off. They've never been tested before, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove to the world that I can fly. And you stand at the edge of the cliff and you start flapping, and the body's saying, I'm not going over there. It's not the mind that's saying, it's the body saying, I'm not going over there. I know my fate. I'm not taking the chance. And then the mind starts blaming itself. Bash against the wall. Why can't I get my body to do it? Why can't I move? I. The middle path is when the mind is quiet. The emptiness of the mind, you see. It's not empty. How can it be empty? I still exist. But there's no thoughts. There's no paths to be taken. Now the great thing that Buddha says is, you're welcome to take any of these paths. No one is exempt from the paths of mind, the paths of ego. Go seek spirituality. Go seek that what is formless, that what is invisible. Go down the good path, you know. That's what you're going to call it. That's a good path. That's a bad path. But good does not exist without bad. How will you know it's good? How will you know the difference between good? What the valuation and the qualities of good is if you don't have bad to compare it against. You see? The ego is a comparising mind. The mind that makes choices, makes preferences. Has no trust. Builds trust, loses trust. Builds trust here, loses trust here. Builds trust here, loses trust here. Back and forward. Path to path. The ego is like that bagatelle game. You know that game when you ping the ball and it goes boom, 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 boom. And you don't want the ball to come down, so you flip it back up, flip it back up, flip it back up. When the ball goes through the middle, that's the middle path. Game over. See? You don't die. You walk away from the game. Game over. You see? The middle path is when game over. No more interest, no more participation. But you cannot stay in the middle path. No one can stay in the middle path. I don't want to be empty. It's so nice. It's so fulfilling. But something is calling me. God is calling me from this side. Jesus, Buddha. They're all calling you from the middle state. It's so fulfilling in the middle path. But there's something calling me from this side, you know. Something calling me, God, Jesus, Ram, Krishna, calling me from this side. I have to go and seek in this middle path. I have to go and pay my do my duty, you know, pay my respects. Oh, wait a minute though, but I have to go to work. I can do that tomorrow. Yeah, maybe Sunday, yeah. In the middle path, it's not emptiness in the way that the mind envisages it. You smile, you laugh, you play, you have fun. But your mind is not pulled into past and future, because past and future are also two paths. You know, these two paths of form and formlessness, there are a billion similar paths on each word that we have made up. Both, you see, past, future. Doesn't matter what side you're on, you see. You know, you can cross over, you know, past and future could be here, form and formlessness could be here, good and bad could be here, because they're always passing, they're always moving, they're always confronting, there's always contradiction, they're always believing, they're always attaching. They're always hoping, there's no permanence. You cannot remain attached, you cannot remain detached. It's a mind that makes up ways, paths, and there's only one path, and the path is here. The path is the present moment. The path is to remain as I am, as I truly am. The words of Jesus, through me I am, is the way. The way is the path. Jesus speaking the same language as Buddha, same language as Krishna, same language as Ram, same language for every saint that you call them, that is talking about the same thing. In the middle path, everything is okay. Everything is as it is. The mind wants to take you on journeys of, not today, it's not a good day, it's a pretty bad day, but you can make it better if we do this. And if we don't do this, we can do that. This, that. All day. The mind searching, seeking for form ways, human ways, being ways, spiritual ways, religious ways, scientific ways, biological ways, relating ways, universal ways, earthly ways, natural ways, meditative ways. And we all experience these ways, even Buddha. Because to be in the middle path, you have to recognize the two paths on either side. It's the same as opposing paths. The middle path has to say, yes, these both paths exist. So the middle path comes over here and these two paths come over here. You see? We're here to experience ego. We're here to experience love. We're here to experience good, bad. We're here to experience form, formlessness. The deep sleep, 100% formlessness. No me. You see? Through the day, 100% form, 100% duality. And then something says, no, I want to deep sleep more often. And I don't want to lie in my bed, I want deep sleep out here, so I'll go down this spiritual path and get away out of this form and get into this beautiful, incredible, enlightened sleep. And then enlightenment, yes, beautiful, wall, another wall. I want to keep it. I want it, it's mine. I earned it, I did this, I did that, I've been everywhere. And then something pulls you in from this path and you in from that path, and it's the same path, and you say, wow, truth. Truth is just what it is. Everything in the middle path is okay. Emptiness is contentment. Emptiness is absolute peace, happy and tranquil you. In the natural you, the nature of your being is the middle path. The nature, the very nature of existence, the very nature of consciousness is the root of all paths. So the middle path, you don't have to seek anymore. You don't have to believe anymore. You have to hope anymore. You just remain truthful. You remain present. And you can't maintain it. There's no need to maintain it. Today I went to investigate God. And at night, oh my God, what a waste of a day. Couldn't find him anywhere, you know. Yeah, but I'm okay. I'm still here. I am still emptiness. I am still content. I am still conscious. I am still alive. I am still present. I am still aware that I is the truth in this state. It's a stateless state that appears to be a state, but you know this state also is empty. This state also can become a path out of the presence that one is, that I am.